Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Walking Dead episode 12 video, just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. This is basically like the Suicide Squad episode of Walking Dead. Really the big storylines in this episode were Rick and Michonne at the carnival, sort of like the positive storyline, and then the frustration of Rosita's storyline until she comes to the conclusion that she's just going to do whatever she needs to do and form the Suicide Squad so they can go kill Negan. So there's a new round of the Walking Dead giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. It's a $20 Amazon gift card. So let's start with top 10 WTF and comic book Easter eggs. So number 10, Rick and Michonne go on a mom and dad road trip just to have some alone time. Don't come a knockin' when this fan's a rockin' because Michonne will stab you in the face. It was so fun. I love the way they cut it with that drum music. It's just so intense, but it's really hopeful because now they're like, oh, this is fun. We're gonna find the stuff we need. We're gonna kick ass. We have a plan. We know what we need to do. So they are in full-on vacation mode. They even spot a deer that gets away but leads them to something even better. Number 9, they find the carnival behind the army facility. So they see the badges, they realize that this is some sort of army installation. There was something fun going on out back, but something terrible happened. And it sounds like it was at the beginning of the apocalypse. So like something a long time ago happened that was really terrible. They find the ground littered with giant shell casings, so they get really excited at the idea of finding some really big guns. And automatically the music starts to chill out a little bit, so you start to wonder when the rug is going to get pulled out from under them. It eventually does. It takes a while to get there, but anytime you fall into a pot of gold like this, like, oh my god, there might be a ton of really awesome guns here, you just wonder what the twist is going to be. Number 8, though, the way they balance it is with Rosita's storyline, where she just progressively gets more and more fed up. She thinks she finds a gun, it's a water pistol, she gets herself all bloodied up. She won't even hear anything from Tara. She's like, leave me alone, I'm just gonna be crazy intense right now. I want to keep my scar. Like she's trying to help her heal her scar, but it's almost like Rosita either wants to keep the scar as a reminder of what happened, or maybe she thinks she's gonna die really soon, so it doesn't even matter. Like, why even bother to heal any of your scars if you're just gonna die tomorrow? But number 7, back in Happy Town, just like the funniest moment ever, they find the carnival out back, and just as Michonne is like shooting some of the bottles at the carnival, like it's a total game for them, they fall through the roof and Michonne just starts laughing off of camera. It was so weird how they tried to lighten the episode with that Michonne-Rick storyline, and then they would go back to Rosita, and she was just super hardcore. Like, she even confronts Gabriel, you don't know shit about shit. And he's like, well, me not knowing anything and stopping you from killing Negan is the reason you're alive. So you're welcome to be pissed off at me about that, but you're alive, and you need to decide what you're going to do next. You need to make the decision. So that's kind of where it syncs up with Rick and Michonne's storyline, where Michonne asked that question, what comes next? Like, we need to figure this out. We defeat Negan. There needs to be a new world order. You should be in charge. And of course, Rick, true to form, is like, no way. Do not want to be in charge of everything. So we'll see how this storyline plays out, because it seems like what they're setting up is more of Rick just sort of getting over that hump where he's like, you know, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be responsible for all these people. Swinging back around to crazy Beard Rick by the end of the season, deciding, hey, I'm going to be in charge. This is what we're going to do. I have a plan. So Rick can be all over the place, but he gave her a speech at the end of the episode that I'll explain, which is basically like, okay, we need to move forward, but it doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody else. The only real moment of nervousness that I had during their storyline, number 6, was when Rick says they could go back early. Like they're enjoying mac, chili, and cheese, just totally chilling out, having sex, having like this really formal dinner date with candles, and you start to wonder if they're losing focus on what's happening right now, the task at hand, and thinking more about what's happening weeks, months, years down the road, stuff that doesn't even matter because we haven't got there yet. So I feel like the whole point of that scene where they're just like, whatever we do it together, is just them sort of recommitting to each other. Like whatever ends up happening, they'll stay together. They just want to make you feel good about that. They did this really weird thing in the episode where they would vacillate between really serious stuff and really silly stuff between different storylines. So like after Rick and Michonne get super serious about the future, they swing back to number 5, Baby Judith giving Tara a therapy session. The look on her face was priceless too. Baby Judith could give a crap about Oceanside, all this business. She's like, I just want to play with my toys. Why are you talking to me? What's going on here? So as silly as this moment was, I was happy they included this scene because it explained why Tara conveniently forgot about Oceanside, because they're trying to get more guns, but she's been quiet this whole time. Like Rosita at the beginning of the episode is like, we need more guns, and Tara just keeps her mouth shut, like she just completely forgot she spent all this time at a place where all they have is guns, like they have more guns than they know what to do with. Her whole thing is that she just feels like the Oceanside people won't want to have anything to do with their war on Negan, and then Rick won't leave without the gun, so they'll reach an impasse and it'll just wind up with everybody killing each other. Sort of swinging back to the carnival, trying to get the guns that they actually do have right in front of them. Number 4, Rick and Michonne clear everything out, but just like the rest of the episode, it sort of swings from being really silly to getting really serious, like when you think that Rick might end up dying. So Rick makes this big joke about how he's going to let Michonne kill all the walkers while he plugs the hole in the fence. It goes terribly, they get stuck, they wind up splitting the group, and everything looks like it's going to be really good. They have this really cool montage of them just going to town on all these walkers, but then Rick spots the deer, loses focus for a minute, and it all goes to shit again. So number 3, the Rick getting eaten fake out, subheading Remember the Dumpster. So it's okay if you took the bait, so to speak, and thought that Rick might be dead, because they really put you in Michonne's head. They really want you to feel the psychosis that she falls into with that crazy music and how it zooms in on her face when she's walking up like, oh my god, Rick's being eaten, this is terrible, I don't know what to do. Until, wait for it, he barrels out of that box. So, of course, Rick is not going to die in some one-off episode. This wasn't even a Negan episode. There's no way they're going to let him die like that. Remember the dumpster. Even the Glenn episode had a bigger climax than this episode. So whatever, I don't get really upset when they pull twists like that because you see it coming a mile away. Like, there's no way that he's going to die, so he's going to come barreling out. That's probably the deer that's getting eaten. So, your mind just jumps through the hoops. But they finally get the gun, sort of recommit to the cause. Like, yeah, we're definitely going to lose people, but it's going to be worth it because we're moving towards a better future for everyone else. So even if I die, you can go on. So that's when he tells Michonne that you are capable of leading this group without me. It doesn't have to be me. Even though I don't think they're going to kill Rick, I think they're just setting Michonne up for more of a leadership arc. Like, she's always worked hand in hand with Rick, but she's always kind of been his sidekick. I think they just want to show that she can be a really good leader herself too. Whereas, remember where we picked up with her in season 3? She was just this badass with a samurai sword, a total outsider, did not really enjoy the company of other people. Cut to now where she's almost like the mom in this new family unit with Rick. So of all the characters on The Walking Dead, she's had one of the biggest character arcs now. This is just the progression of that. But they take the guns back to Jadis, haggle over more. They need to get more guns, so it just come to the point where Tara finally has to come clean and say, look, I think I know where some more guns are. So that's where we queue up Oceanside. And we're in episode 12. There's only 4 more episodes left this season, so they're gonna have to get there pretty quickly. But number 1, my favorite scene from the episode is Rosita getting so fed up at not being able to find more guns that she takes one gun and goes to Sasha, and they form the sort of pseudo Walking Dead Suicide Squad. They're going to go on a mission to kill Negan, from which they are pretty sure they're not going to come back from. They have a map from Jesus. Daryl told them about the layout of the inside, so they're going to try and run a ninja hit on him. But who thinks that Negan's going to go down that easy? It is all going to go sideways. Anytime somebody goes rogue on The Walking Dead is when things go badly. Rick has this real elaborate plan. They're going to get the guns. They're going to get all these groups together. Then they're going to try and fight them. What kind of crazy wrench is Rosita going to throw in that by trying to kill Negan on her own with Sasha? Even though she says, I get to take the hit. And she gives her the gun that looked just like the one that she was using last season and the one that Abraham used to use. So it's very symbolic, her giving her this kind of weapon. So even if it does go badly, it is going to be fantastic to watch. I totally love it when characters go off the rails like this. No matter what you think is going to happen to the Negan character, even if you've read the comics and you think it's going to go down differently, it's just so much fun to watch people be this crazy. So let me know, what was your favorite moment from the episode, and what do you think is going to happen with this crazy Rosita plan? The big stuff that's happening in the next couple days is I'll be posting my Logan Easter eggs, I'll be doing more Deadpool, there'll be more Flash. So congratulations to James Johnson, you win last week's giveaway. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. Whole bunch more comic book stuff coming up in the next couple days. While you guys wait for that, you can click here for my Logan review video, and you can click here for that Game of Thrones teaser. Thank you so much for watching. Let's high five. I'll see you guys in the next video.